Honesty. You know.
So they're real honest people.
Oh my, that's the way it was. You know, you didn't have 14,000 lawyers running behind you. If a man's word was good, you took him for it. A handshake, that meant a commitment, a blood brother. You might say you may as well cut blood, as a handshake was the same thing. The sad part about it, we've lost an awful lot of this, what we're talking about. This world I was in, and this world we're in right now, is a sorry mess. Really it is. I mean, I don't know what's brought a transformation so much, but the climate and the people of that era of time. Another thing in the farm where you really stood together, for instance, real quickly, if someone's house burnt, or a barn, it did happen, that barn, everybody in the community knew about, hey, we're going to build so-and-so's house back up. You went and done it. This man that I was telling you about, that his son was lost in World War II, his house burnt, and they helped build him back. You know?
Anything else you gathered from your parents that you took in life and was really valuable? Obviously hard work. I mean, they're hard-working people.
Well, that's another thing. You didn't put it this way. If you don't know anything but hard work, when you get out in life, you think that's just the way life is. And I want to tell you something. I was born and raised on a farm, and that was hard work, but that wasn't nothing until I got in that shoe factory.
They got their money out of that shoe factory.
Huh?
They got the money out of it.
Oh, my.
And so you're telling earlier about it was piecemeal. So you got paid by the piece, right?
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
Points. Yeah, it was by the piece or by the points. Yeah. And if you had to make, it's awful fast, extremely fast. You wouldn't, if you'd see people working that way today, hey, buddy, you better slow down here a little bit. They'd tell you to slow down. But anyhow, they called it points. They set points on every job. And if you made too many points, they raised it up a little higher. In other words, squeezing you more. And by the way, I worked in the shoe factory, and this heel right in here, a breast guard, and this little with dress shoes, this little point here with leather heels, you know, I clipped that off, bevel corners, and I made something like $20 a week, and that was a 40-hour week. So you see what that is real quick.
Yeah.
And the salaries at that time was something like $18 to $22 a week, depending on how many points you made and how productive you were and what type of shoes that you was working on a lot.
And so when you're making that, say in your 20s and 30s,
Well,
were you, eventually you went to truck driving, that type of thing, but because of the war and the depression and that type of thing, were you kind of holding on to your money?
Oh my, it was, you ain't just kidding. And we'll say holding on to your money, you know, 10 or 15, $20, you're holding on to that stuff, you know. But anyhow, I know a shoe factory is hard work, and it shut down for a summer vacation. And after I was there almost 3 years, and I went to work at a Western Auto store. And there's where I was working as a salesman when I was telling you earlier about the cash register stopping up.
Yeah.
And
that had a major impact. I mean,
yeah.
to this day.
And years later, this man eventually, who owned the Western Auto store, moved to Piedmont, and I wanted to touch base with him and talk to him a little bit, but it was too late. He done passed away. I'm sure he'd have remembered the situation, because his co-worker, he remembered it real well. He remembered the situation.
Yeah.
And can you imagine how they had me branded? Pitiful. Hey,
You're the newest.
and I'm innocent. And when you're innocent, you're not thinking like a guilty person. So I'm not even thinking that, hey, maybe he thinks I'm taking that money. Practically almost every morning, hey, the cash register was short again. Huh? Didn't mean anything to me. You know? Because I knew I didn't have nothing to do with it. You know? I had a clean conscience, so I didn't know nothing about it. Now, if I'd been stealing it, I would have known something about it.